Hey, what's up DIYers, Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking shower diverters today, and unfortunately ours is not turning off or retracting when we turn the water off. That's an issue. We're going to show you how to fix that. Let's take a look. DIYers making our way inside the bathroom and to our tub. In our exact setup, we have the 3 cartridge setup or 3 valve setup as shown here, and hot on the left, cold on the right. And then the center valve or cartridge is our diverter. And when open, which it is right now as you can see, diverts water up and to the shower head. However, again, ours is stuck open and not closing, and the last thing you want to do is start pounding it. You're going to damage or possibly damage the internal plumbing. Not good. Camera down position, and again, hot, cold, center diverter. It's stuck in the open position, not retracting or closing. And to make things even worse, when we turn the hot and cold water on, about 90% of the water feeds out of the lower spout as opposed to being diverted up and into the shower head. So again, we've got some serious problems going on with this center diverter. And from here, the center tip screw, a Phillip, I'm going to carefully remove that. And I've got a mat down below to alleviate the screw from falling inside the drain, and just carefully unscrew it. There it is. Set that aside. We now have a better view of more of the internal shaft or rod that feeds in. And on the far inner portion is a spring and a rubber seal. And it's very likely that one or both of those are damaged. Next, I got a very fine tip flathead screwdriver. I'm coming down below and accessing the hole or cutout and bringing this up in and carefully unscrewing and loosening up that screw. And from there, it should be good. You just carefully pull it out, and I've got a lot of plumber's putty on the back side. Some people caulk it, some people use, again, plumber's putty as shown here. That will be personal preference. I will post links down below for both plumber's putty and the recommended bathroom rated caulk or silicone. Coming into a closer view, DIYers, and looking inside behind the tile, as you can see, right inside there. And that is where it secures inside the internal valve and the plumbing portion inside our wall. Taking a step back and to a different camera angle, and again, hot and cold are in the fully closed position. DIYers, at this point, you do have the option to shut off or close the main water supply to your entire home, and that will shut off the water feed to the entire house, and no water will actually make its way to the hot and cold valve or handle portions of your shower and tub. However, in our case, with the 3 valve setup, when it is in this configuration, in other words, hot is fully closed, cold is fully closed, there is no water being fed to the diverter, and no water will actually spray out once we begin loosening up the diverter and ultimately removing it from the inner valve. From here, I've got a 9/16 Craftsman wrench, and I'm going to come in on the outer carrier or chrome piece here, and I'm just going to give it some friendly taps. DIYers, just be careful. You don't want to damage the internal valve and plumbing and cause any leaks. There we go. And from here, I'm just going to loosen up and remove this. And there it is. And from here, down below in the comments and description will be a link on this exact tool. And this is a very helpful tool at this stage of the project. From here, I'm going to insert it in and basically grab a hold of the internal piece here, set that down, grab a rod and begin rotating it counterclockwise to loosen and remove that cartridge. And the tool I'm using, I just have a file and it's actually wrapped up. And again, just coming in here and begin turning it counterclockwise. Well, DIYers, to a quick update, unfortunately this is not working, and we have reverted to a pair of lock pliers. Down below in the comments and description will be a link on where to purchase those. And I've got a firm grip of the inner portion of the diverter, and I'm just going to carefully give it taps counterclockwise. DIYers, be patient. If you go this route, unfortunately, we don't have a choice. And with that said, as I tap this, I am also taking into consideration the inner valve that this diverter seats into. And the last thing I want to do is break anything or damage anything in the surrounding area and cause an internal leak. So I'm basically applying pressure right here to alleviate the diverter from pushing over and causing internal stress on the valve, and just tapping. There we go. And from here, I'll try to revert back to this tool and insert it and loosen and remove it by hand. boy, that is extremely damaged. And unfortunately, the screw, oh my goodness, look at that. The screw is jammed inside there. Oh boy, you can see it right there. And the rubber seal is missing. Chances are it's inside there. Oh, no wonder that diverter would not retract and close. The screw is jammed inside there. Oh boy. Not good. Look at that. Let's go inside. Now to a close-up view, DIYers, let's go inside and take a look. And there it is. Check that out. There is the internal rubber seal. And thank goodness it's right there as opposed to downstream and causing a blockage in water flow. That's not good. I'll grab a pick tool and carefully remove that. Camera set back, and down below in the comments and description will be a link on where to purchase a pick tool set as shown here. And again, we got lucky because our rubber seal is still visible. I'm going to come in ever so slowly and carefully at an angle and grab that O-ring or gasket and pull it out. And in addition, there is a little gap in between the valve itself and the tile, so I'm going to carefully shift it up and hopefully allow the rubber seal to ride down on the portion of the pick tool as shown here. Check that out. Overall condition of it, not bad. Not dry rotted, but it's wet, so we'll dry it out and take a look at it, but we're not going to reuse it, that's for sure. From here, I'm going to just take a good look at the inner portion of the valve where that stem or diverter feeds into and secures to, just to ensure no other portions of that old diverter we just removed is still inside there, and all looks good. I'm coming in with some toilet paper. I'm just going to clean the inner portion as shown here. DIYers, we have made our way to the table, and on the left-hand side is the damaged and broken piece we just removed from the inner valve. And again, that inner screw just jammed inside there, not allowing the shaft to spring load back. Not good. I'll set that aside. Here is a brand new one, and you can see there is a screw on the tip holding the rubber seal in place and the spring and this portion right here. And I went ahead and screwed in the little pull cap here, and that does not come with the new part. However, I just wanted to show you how this works. And with that said, when you turn the water on and go to pull the diverter out, it pulls the entire inner shaft, this portion here, out, and with the assistance of the water pressure inside the valve, it pushes this rubber seal flush pretty aggressively with this mating surface here and creates a watertight seal and diverts all water up to the shower head. And I'm going to pull that, see that? And basically in this configuration with that pressed flush with the mating surface, as shown there, again, it's diverting all water up to the shower head. And when it comes time to turn the water off, because some people actually just turn the water off and allow the diverter to retract on its own, the water pressure is alleviated when you close the hot and cold water shutoff, and this spring loads to the retracted or open position as shown here. In addition, the other option is when the water is flowing, or in other words, hot and cold water valves or handles are on. Again, this is in the extended configuration on the outer end here, and in the closed configuration on the inner side inside the internal three-way valve itself or plumbing. And you can carefully come up here and push the diverter in. However, you are working against water pressure, so it will be a little tough. Just be careful. Over 1,000 times of doing that, it may lead to, well, this. So what I recommend honestly is just turning the hot and cold water handles off and leaving the diverter configured as shown here, and once the water pressure weakens, it's going to spring load open on the inner side and closed on the outer side. So I wanted to show you that. Let's get this new one installed. And if you are curious on the brand or manufacturer and valve repair kit part number, there it is, Kohler RK2504 Valve Repair Kit. It comes with both hot cold stems as well as the diverter and more. DIYers, we are back inside the bathroom and tub, and here again is the brand new diverter. I applied some Teflon tape as well, and I'm going to basically remove this portion and set that aside. followed by one last view of the internal valve and thread to ensure that there is nothing inside there that would harm or damage the thread on the new diverter. And if all looks good, ever so carefully insert the diverter as straight as possible, and without cross-threading this inside the inner thread, begin hand tightening it. And it should go in extremely easy and efficiently. Let me scroll in, as shown here. And from there, reverting back to this tool and just going to hand tighten it. And that's about right there. A little additional friendly pressure by hand. Followed by this piece right here. Same thing, do not cross thread this piece. It should go on very easily, as shown there. And back to my 9/16, and I'm going to carefully tighten this in place. And as I do this, it's tightening this outer chrome housing as well as the inner cartridge and stem inside the valve thread. Do not over tighten this, but you want it snug obviously, but again, don't over tighten it and bend or damage the internal plumbing and cause a leak. That would be terrible. From here, double check everything, and if all looks good, you can apply brand new plumber's putty inside here and insert it, and the bottom portion here has that little screw. Go ahead and tighten it in place. Last but not least, the shower pole. And just like anything else, do not cross thread the screw inside the inner thread. It should go in extremely easy, and do not over tighten it. As shown there. And initial testing of it. Working as designed in the off configuration or without water flow, so that's good. One additional tighten on the screw. Now it's time to turn the water on and test the operation of the brand new diverter. Taking a step back to a different camera angle, we now see both the hot and cold water handles or shutoff valves and the inner diverter as well as the lower tub spout. And I'm going to turn both hot and cold on, and you will see the water flow out of the lower tub spout. And soon after, I will then pull the diverter out and check the overall operation of it. And so far, everything is working as designed. And when that diverter is pulled out, and again closed on the inner portion, no water should be coming out of that tub spout. If it is, you've got an issue with either the cold stem or hot stem, or again, the inner diverter is not properly installed. And so far so good. I'm going to turn off the cold and turn off the hot, and the reduction in water pressure should ultimately allow the diverter to retract in. See that? Pretty aggressive spring load in. I'm going to turn everything back on. No water coming out of the diverter, basically just leaking. And I will turn on the diverter. Much better and working as designed. Take a step back and DIYers, that is it, and we are just now going to allow the shower head to drain or drip over the next few minutes. And we're also going to go to the back side and check for leaks. DIYers, we are in a separate room that butts up against the bathroom, and coming inside to the plumbing, you can see the tub as you see there. And again, the additional plumbing and drain. And coming up here, we can gain access to views of the internal valve. Again, we have a three-way valve. On the left-hand side is the cold plumbing, and the center is the diverter plumbing, and on the far right is the hot water. So again, check for leaks, and if all looks good, project is complete. Back in the bathroom and DIYers, that is it. From here, do us a favor below the video. You will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That'd be very helpful to us. We'd really appreciate it. And two more things before we wrap the video up. Check that out. That is a water guard or splash guard, and the reason why we have that installed is, well, unfortunately, water was flowing and puddling right there. Not no more. In addition, we have an internal clothesline, and that comes out, extends all the way to the opposite side, locks in place to that mount. And life vests, swimsuits, towels, and more. Any water that drains out as they dry goes right into the tub and down the drain. Thanks again for watching.